I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Magnus, are you wearing the same top you wore yesterday? Yes, I am. Truth is, I thought it was going to be a lot sunnier here in California, LA, and so I brought loads of t-shirts and only one top. Yeah, so that didn't really work out as planned, although apparently not tomorrow but the day after it's meant to be getting sunny. Now, it is exactly 2:29 p.m. and so far today I've spent the entire morning with the company, which I can tell you is United Surface Solutions. That actually the company that I bought my centrifugal tumbler from. Now, I didn't mention it in any video up till now because I didn't know if the owner, Ken, wanted me to say it was him because he was helping me out. It's not really a service they typically provide, and so, you know, I sort of held it to my chest, spoke to him, he said no, it's fine. And so good news is that on Thursday, so 2 days from now, I should be able to actually give you a bit of a tour, no doubt, and sort of show you what the company does. And yeah, it's pretty damn cool. I mean, I know what they do, but it's good to see behind the scenes. And frankly, I learned so much about tumbling this morning. It was ridiculous. You know, they know their stuff there. Ken knows the stuff. Similar to the products I make, he makes the best he can out of the best materials he can. And, you know, it's, yeah, he does the little things. Instead of welding something together, two parts of metal, he'll start with a big solid chunk and machine it because it's going to last longer. And, you know, that's the kind of thing I do, so it's kind of interesting to see it in a different context, in a manufacturing context. Right, coffee time, I think. From the pain, I just wanna I know the book, I know the book, that is, from the pain, I just wanna. Right, okay, I've just spent 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours answering emails, solid, oh, loud cars, in the cafe. I got up at 6 this morning. I didn't get to sleep because of jet lag until 4 a.m. So I've spent more time answering emails than I got to sleep last night, so I'm a little bit tired, so I'll just go back and have a bit of a rest, really. Probably not going to be much of a video for you today, unfortunately. You got to see this truck here. Unbelievable. So someone from the comments, Lucas, told me a setting to change on the camera, which should help with the focusing. Like, I should be able to focus faster. So my face is in focus, and then let's say I show you the phone, focus, back to face, focus. Look at that. So hopefully that's solved, or at least helped solve the focusing issues I've had since I bought this camera. That free cookie at DoubleTree is just something everyone in America knows, and it is very familiar with, and then the comment got cut off. Yeah, oh probably, yeah, like, I've never even heard of the DoubleTree, like, it must be an American thing. But free cookies, yeah, I think you have to ask for them. I think the girl yesterday was just really kind and just giving them to me without me asking. I had to ask for them today. Stay at my place on your next visit and you'll get free cheeseburgers and beer. That's quite an interesting offer indeed. Oh, L equals lobby. That was, like, in yesterday's video, I couldn't find G for ground floor on the left. There was just a star and then L. So it's just L equals lobby question mark. Yeah, it could be. That wasn't a statement, that was a question. Yeah, it could actually be. Hi Magnus, did you have any comments or issues with customs along the way when they x-rayed your luggage and saw the titanium peelers and slicers? I actually preempted it and I made a point of saying, hey look, I've got 1200 metal objects in these 3 black cases. I don't know if you saw them, but they were like kind of briefcase, hard briefcase, pelican case type things. I preempted it. I said, look, I just want to make sure you see this going through. I don't, you know, rather than it being an issue. But yeah, no, it was okay. It took like maybe 45 minutes to get through customs. You know, he just wanted to check them, look at them, and you know, but it was all good. Hey Magnus, question. Why did you stop making the first style tweezers? 2 reasons. One is the kind of aggressive look of them didn't really tie in with what I was trying to do. However, I am having kind of a little bit of a second thought about that. And also, you know, I wanted them to be completely machined and, you know, make the design a bit sleeker, because the other design, you know, the inside was water jet cut, which is very rough looking. There's a chance I sort of bring back a similar design, but it'll be a little bit more sleek looking, but also a bit more aggressive than the current design. Your keyboard lights behind you in the video, this was yesterday's video, were flickering as you were explaining the 50 Hz versus 60 Hz thing. I know, I was watching the editing, it was frustrating, like, you know, explaining how I'd solved the flickering and then my keyboard's flashing in the background. I was wondering if anyone would mention that. Hey Magnus, would you ever forge titanium to make an axe or sword? I could make an axe or a sword, but I would most likely waterjet and CNC it, just with pretty much all my other products. Forging in titanium is a different thing entirely. Forging for me is just something else entirely, not something I'm really interested in, nor, well, and therefore not likely to do. So yeah, I could make something like that out of titanium. I was thinking about an axe, could be interesting, but you know, a titanium axe, the problem with titanium is you don't get a good edge on it, so might just be more for the fun of it rather than actual functionality. I think that'll do for questions just now. Today, or pretty much all this morning up until just after lunchtime, I spent at United Surface Solutions. They're the company, as I mentioned earlier, who are doing this. They're the company who, you know, the guy who owns it, Ken, has sort of said he'll help me out in getting these titanium peelers finished. I'll talk more about it maybe tomorrow and certainly the day after. He said he was okay with me, you know, like talking about it and filming it and stuff. You know, I just played it safe. I didn't want to just say the company and say what they were doing for me without, you know, confirming it. You know, it's not like I'm just making a purchase. You know, they're sort of helping me out. So I hope that makes sense. Tomorrow, I am going to visit with a titanium supplier. I don't know, or should I say a potential titanium supplier. I have difficulty sourcing titanium. It's been an ongoing struggle for quite some time, you know, and you just sort of get by and make do. And you know, I've tried different sources and had different issues, and this company might be able to help. I'm hoping they will. So I keep looking up at this screen because it keeps going dark, and I don't know if the video's going dark. And anyway, so tomorrow should be interesting. Don't know if I can film. We'll see. Right, you see that time-lapse shot I just did? There's one thing you learn when you start recording things and filming your day and doing filming. Not like I'm a filmographer or cinematographer or anything. I'm just a rank amateur vlogger pretty much. But one thing you learn is that for the good shots you see, typically like there's like some kind of cobble together, just make it work at whatever cost type thing in the background. Like here's a good example. Like usually you don't see it, but I'm going to show you it today. What I've got here, if you look at this, I've got my other camera doing the time lapse, balanced on a paper cup on the windowsill. Now I think when the lens comes in, it's gonna the weight's gonna be too much to the back, and so I've got this pillow down here to catch it if or when it falls. That is pretty routine for getting the shots you need to get. Yeah, and for other channels and video people you see out there, almost certainly they are doing things like that. What's that noise again? I have just spent the last, I don't know, long time on Facebook, I was looking at Spin Space, which is like an online group all about fidget spinners. They've been around for a long time, at least a year and a half, well before the whole fidget spinner craze took off. They've been there for a while, they'll be there for a while to come. I will put a link to that in the description today. Pretty much anything you want to know about spinners and everything is there. All the latest stuff, like great information. You can ask a question, you'll get an answer. It's pretty awesome. And I'm kind of motivated because there's a lot of cool spinners on there, a lot of not so cool spinners, but nobody's still doing what I aim to do, and that is like to make a performance spinner, like one that's really for fidgetability, you know, like it's got the right shapes in the right places for flicking in various ways, like and of course, you know, like comfortable buttons, or at least effective buttons, and you know, a whole host of other things. So it's kind of cool that I'm not really seeing it, because it means like when my ones come out, it'll be like somewhat novel and original. Right, I think I will call it a day at that. I will of course leave you with a quote. It is by Shakespeare, and he said, "Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt."